Hi everyone, I'm Francois. SWC, Swiss Watch Company, came out with a new model just this week, the SWC ARK, ARK. So I thought it'd be nice to showcase my bunker. So let's get right into it because it's time to watch. The Swiss Watch Company was founded, I think 25 years ago by Stephen Romer, and he's been working with his sons. I think he has 3 sons, and they started making watches for the armed forces and first responders. So, and then after that, I think they produced watches, or at least they began facilitating manufacturing for other watch brands. So they've been in the watch industry for a while now, and I think even Stephen, the father, was involved with the Swatch Group doing quality control. So they know watches. So they decided, I think in 2018, 3-4 years ago, to produce watches for the mass market. And 2 of these watches are this one right here, the Bunker, and the other one is the one that was released this week, a few days ago, the SWC ARK. So, of course, full disclosure, I bought one of the ARKs. I don't have it right now. It just dropped, I think it was Friday evening or Thursday evening, and so this was 4 or 5 days ago, and now what I'll be doing is I'll try to do a few comparisons of this Bunker with the ARK using the images I was able to take from their website. And once I receive the watch, I'll be able to do a full comparison between this Bunker and the ARK. So if you like these types of reviews, don't hesitate. Press the like button. It really, really helps the channel. And of course, you can subscribe. I suggest you subscribe and also press the notification bell so that when I come out with this comparison review, you'll be notified, or any other review for that matter. So let's concentrate on this Bunker here. Let's go through the specifications. I'll talk about the different components of the watch, and also at the end we'll see these different comparisons between the ARK and the Bunker. So this watch here is a full titanium watch. Basically, the bezel here, the case back is a screwed down case back, full titanium. Also, the crown is titanium with that signature here. It's a signed, screwed down crown. And it has 41 millimeters diameter. Lug to lug is 47. It has a 22 millimeter lug width right here. But what's nice and fascinating to me is that thinness, let's say. I won't say thickness. 10 millimeters of thickness. So it's really thin, and this is because of the movement inside, which is a Swiss Sellita SW200. So really thin. It's a flat sapphire crystal. We'll talk about that sapphire crystal a little bit later. But you noticed here, lugs. The lugs are drilled so that you can easily change the bracelet. It comes in 2 bracelet, one that's right there. It's the leather bracelet. The one I truly love is this one here. This is a nylon Velcro bracelet. It's stretchy, really comfortable, and really light. So the whole watch, because it's titanium, the bracelet, because it's nylon, comes into, I think it's 48 grams. So 48 grams on this bracelet, and it's 55 grams on this bracelet. The nice thing about this leather bracelet is that it's quick release. So you can really quickly change the bracelet. This one here, and we'll see a bit later, has a curved lug spring bar here, and a not fixed, but a straight spring bar right there. The leather bracelet has really great stitching on here, really a nice contrasting stitching that goes and gets the color of the cream dial, which I like, which is a nice touch. It's a nice thick leather bracelet. It's just a little hard to break in, but once you've broken in, it's really, really comfortable. You'll notice as well is that it has the same type of material for the buckle. So it's titanium with a signed buckle. But this one here is not my go-to because, like I said, the other one, the nylon Velcro, is really, really comfortable. I wear it as a daily wearer. I may wear the leather bracelet if I'm going out. I want to be a little more sophisticated, let's say. So let's look at the case back. And as I mentioned, the 100 meters is written right here, 10 atmospheres. And so with that screw down case back, you have peace of mind in addition to the screw down crown here. And it's a sapphire crystal, as I mentioned. We'll talk about that a little later. It's Swiss made, a Swiss Sellita SW200. And I think they have Swiss operations as well, and a base in the US for their distribution in North America. It's an automatic movement, and you see here 28,800 vibrations per hour. So you have that smooth second hand that sweeps, but you have 8 ticks per second. So you should have 4 hertz here, because 1 tick is 1 movement of the pallet fork, and when it goes back, you complete the cycle for 1 hertz. And when you do that 8 times, you have 4 hertz. So this here is kind of a typo, and we'll see that in the card. They specify it there because this will be corrected. As opposed to having 4 hertz, I think it's going to be 28,800 VPH, or vice versa. They may just change the number here for 4 hertz. It's, like I said, all aluminum, and in the middle here, you have the logo, the name, and Bunker is the name of the watch, but you also have a serial number here. You'll notice that it's kind of patina where you have the oxidation. So I've been wearing this watch, and that's why you see that there. And I like that look of that oxidation on the titanium, because a watch is made to be worn, right? So let's talk about the dial, and then I'll go back to how it came in here in that pouch. So the intricacies of the dial, I feel that they really nailed it out of the park, or nailed it. They hit it out of the park, because the dial is simple. It's kind of tone on tone. You can see that it's not that much contrasting, but it's still great legibility. You can still see the time really well. Those hands are syringe-like. You have the second hand that has that color, that pop of color that touches that outer ring there, where you have the second track, the markers there, and the numbers for the seconds is really clean and clear. You'll notice as well is that the odd numbers are batons for the hour markers, and the even numbers are the numbers themselves. I don't know if you can see it, but those numbers and those batons are kind of raised a little, and that is because this has 20 layers of lume, BGW9. It glows blue. It's really clear. That 20 layers comes out really great. You'll see a few images there, because once you charge this, it'll last you all night. And there's the inner track where you can see the 24-hour markers. Those are printed on. Same thing as the external marks, and as well as the marking in the middle for the logo, the name of the company, as well as at the 6 o'clock, the word automatic. Right under the automatic, you'll see there's a date right there. So it was kind of subdued. It's kind of not there, but there because of the white disc. I would have liked to have a cream colored disc. Maybe it would have kind of disappeared even more, but they still wanted, I feel that they still wanted us to know that there was a date there, because as you can see, it's really well cut, but it's still not too cumbersome. So there's a date function on here, and we'll see how we operate that movement in there. The one last thing I want to mention about the dial is the color. It's a nice cream dial, but one thing is that it makes it unique, a bit like the 28,800 hertz in the back, which is a typo, will not appear in future watches. This watch makes it so it's kind of unique. Well, another thing is the color dial, the color of the dial. They no longer have this colorway in their roster. So this watch not only has a rare color that won't appear in future watches, it has that typo on the back end. It's kind of quirky a little to like that, but I kind of like that. It makes my watch unique. So in regards to the operation, it's, like I said, a screw down crown at the first position. So you can hand wind. The second position, one click out, you can change the date. And at the third position, the second click, you see you can stop the hands, the second hand, so it hacks the seconds, and then of course you change the time. And then you screw that back in and everything starts up. You'll notice as well, I talked about the lume, but the hands also have lume and they're also kind of silverish. So I think that silver tone will make it so that in any type of angle, you'll be able to see the time really well. Like I said, it's not kind of a black on white or a white on black type of contrast, but you can still really have a sense of the time and its great legibility. Speaking of legibility, well, it's all because of the crystal. That sapphire crystal has AR on it. You can see it by that blue hue in regards to the reflection. So that AR coating, and I say that, is those AR coatings because it has 8 layers of AR reflective coating on the top of the crystal and on the underside as well. So it's 8 on top, 8 on the underside. But what's specific on the top is that it has an extra sapphire-like coating where it would help with the scratch resistance. So those hairline type of scratches that you would find in a normal AR coating without that sapphire level coating, well, you no longer have that. So it makes it so that you have great legibility. You kind of don't see the crystal. It's as if you could reach out and touch those hands directly. So it's an all-around watch, an everyday wearer, and I really like this this type of watch in this pandemic era. It's the type of watch I wear every single day. It's comfortable, it's light, I kind of forget it's on my wrist. And when I got it, it came in this pouch. So you can't smell it here, but this leather smells great. You have that logo embossed here, great stitching to hold everything. You have the press button right here to close everything up. The only issue I would have with this type of pouch is it's really stiff. The watch came in on this side and the strap on the other side, and it had this note. This personalized note with their signature right there. And I think so Stephen is the father, Josh is one of the sons. I think there's another one son who's called Jacob, and sorry about that, but I don't recall the name of the third son. What's nice about this, not only does it have a personal touch, you can see on the backside, they have a regulation sheet. So the movement is regulated before it's sent to the customers. So you can see the numbers right there. It's really, really tight. It's COSC level of accuracy. And you notice here the note regarding the 28,800 hertz misprint. This, of course, will be corrected in future watches, but it's the proof that this is a unique watch, and I like that about it. In here, you also have the warranty card. an international warranty, and it's 3 years. It's supported 3 years. So that's not a standard. You see 1 or 2 years sometimes, but 3 years supporting your watch, that's great. And kudos to them. Of course, the date of purchase and the same serial number that was on the back of the watch. So it was a nice touch, but like I said, it would be nice to have a suppler type of pouch, because when you put in your watches, it'll squeeze them very tight. So now let's go through the comparison between the Bunker and the ARK. So you'll notice that this is 41, but the ARK is closer to 38. The lug-to-lug is 47. The ARK is closer to 45. The lug width here is 22, and the ARK has 20 millimeters. But what's really impressive is that this 10 millimeters is kind of thin, but the ARK, this here is 10 millimeters. The ARK is 8.5 millimeters. You may have noticed that the movement is an automatic here, but the ARK has a quartz movement. The quartz movement is a Ronda 6004D, and of course the main attraction is that it has a small second compared to the center second here that sweeps. That small seconds ticks every second. So that's the main difference. But it's still kind of the same look and feel in a sense, because it has the same proportions. It's all built in titanium. But if you have less material, because it's smaller, and you have the same type of nylon featherlight bracelet, it's going to be even lighter. So I don't have the numbers for the weight on the ARK, but I can just imagine. So when I get the watch, I'll weigh it and I'll let you know in the comparison. So let me slip this on my wrist, give you a nice view of this, and then I'll wrap it up. I'll take off my Orient Defender. This is a watch I've been wearing for a few weeks now, because this is part of a long-term review that I want to do. It should come out after the Thanksgiving holidays, and spoiler alert, this is a great watch. So in regards to the strap itself, like I said, it's Velcro. It has a curved lug bar, spring bar. What I do is I just leave a little material there, slip it on, and there you go. Wrap it just snug to my wrist. You'll notice, like I said, the drilled lugs make it easier to take this off and put on the other one, and there it is. So I truly like this watch. I hope you like it as well, and I hope you like this review. So if you did, don't hesitate, press the like button. It truly helps the channel, and of course, subscribe, and I suggest you press the notification bell so that you're made aware of my upcoming comparison of this Bunker with the ARK. So I truly appreciate you tuning in, and I hope we'll see you next time.